Jaron is about to improve your day. That's what he do when he performing at the highest. You'll be telling all your friends about how he is the flyest. Get hype, get up, time to learn something new. 5 minutes left, so do what you gotta do. Grab a drink, text a homie, smash the like, share the show. It's almost time that he goes live from the studio. Ooh, you feel that energy rising? Nothing but the truth, we are never compromising. Open your mind, let's take a ride. Jaron's almost here and the crowd's electrified. Lights down low, crowd tuned in. Truth unlocked, let the show begin. Red pill, take a no, fake a no shield. Jaron ain't no sellout, he always keeping it real. What's that? If that was whack, it was fake out the gate. Close a fact, I went back, now I gotta shake the hate. Bad research by bad guys with bad intentions, filled with lies. You can tell the shape of the ground, just look up in the sky. Always honest and sometimes right. He's seen the lies and he fought the fight. Now he's on a mission here to flip the game. While he's been growing, y'all remaining the same. Looking for the best, you got the place right. Home court advantage for Mr. Friday Night. Always push forward, leave the lies behind. Dig a little deeper and see what you can find. He's been around, he's seen it all. 10 years of flat back to that ball. Share the show, smash the like. Ooh, Jaron's on tonight. Ooh, open up your eyes. Pay attention to the size. Earth's too big to see the curve. Eyes up here, you got some nerve. What's right, but that was black, it was fake out the gate. Close a fact, I went back, now I gotta shake the hate. Bad research by bad guys with bad intentions, filled with lies. You can tell the shape of the ground, just look up in the sky. Grab a drink, take a seat, let one knuckle to this beat. You will laugh, you will cry to find the truth, expose the lies. It's not flat, now it's clear, he was wrong for hella years. He just could not come to grips with living on the sphere. Secret tricks, I ain't blind, truth over hype, I stay prime. Think for myself, won't cosign, do what's right, never fall in line. Skeptic minded, I break through, no brainwash, just straight truth. Fast talk, don't make facts real, show receipts, so there's no deal. So buckle up, buckle in, the show is about to begin. Time to face facts, you know the earth, it ain't flat. Once you go flat, only the cool go back. What's that? If that was black, it was fake out the gate. Close a fact, I went back, now I gotta shake the hate. Bad research by bad guys with bad intentions, filled with lies. You can tell the shape of the ground, just look up in the sky. He's a man who admits his mistakes. The mother little boy just saying see if he was fake. Waiting on the man, myth, legend, and host of the show. The show's about to start. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, Friday night, the vibe just right. Always honest, sometimes right my plight. Weekend here, the hustle unwind. Kick back, chillax, leave the grind behind. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. Unplugged from the chaos, remote control. Soul on pause, now I take the stroll. Breathing deep, city's heartbeat slow. Find my peace in the urban glow. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. Honey in my tea, rhythm in my veins. Weekend remedy for weekday strains. Lyrics lace the night, moon spotlight. Unplugged symphony till the daylight. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. tell. We fell for a theory, yeah, we all fell flat. Like WWF champions, we fighting back. We were flat, but not anymore. We were flat, somehow we found it. We were flat, yeah, they used to bind us. We were flat, now we're leaving it behind us. Used to say no curve, now we curving that cap. Dodge that echo chamber, now we back on the map. The globe, impossible, yeah, we used to say it. Now we know the truth, we took the evidence and waited. We were flat, yeah, we said it, we owned it. Now we are the ones who are trying to expose it. So come listen in and learn from our mistakes, and how we now realize that the flat earth is fake. We were flat, but not anymore.
You ready?
We were flat. Somehow we found the door. We were flat.
Let's
Yeah,
get
used
it
to
on.
bind us. We were flat, now we're leaving it behind us.
Coming right back with Landry Chamberlain. It is WrestleMania Sunday too. How about that? What are the chances?
Let's
do it.
To spherically correct. The South isn't a lie, homie, it's correct. We woke the hell up, now we're setting the tone. This is the WWF, you're not alone. Back on the ball, we're flat no more. It's the WWF, hear the crowd roar. From around the globe, it's crystal clear. Flat is false, so welcome to the sphere. We were flat, but not anymore. We were flat, somehow we found the door. We were flat, yeah, it used to bind us. We were flat, now we leaving it behind us.
We are ready. Are you ready? That is the question. Don't ever forget that this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is time for another We Were Flat show episode. We're on to number 4. And this is awesome. We've got episode number 4. It is the 20th of April, 420. Happy 420 to you and yours and your family and your brethren and your children, if they are partaking. If not, then don't wish them a happy 420. Don't do it. It is a little later than 5 p.m. Pacific, but we got here. We're here. We're there. Let's bring on Landry onto the show and say hello. Landry, how are you, my friend? There we go. We're on. Good. Doing great. Glad you're here. So, what's new with you? Anything exciting? Let's go guest here. Does that work? Oh, that's right. Yes. Tell everybody what you have. What did you get? That, and tell them what happens when you make the sweet love. Just saying. That's what goes down. Yes. Yes. It is like having a little drunk person around the house. That is true. It is true. So that's nice. All right. And you, I'm sure you had a girl with you to have that baby, or did you just have it by yourself? Very nice. Very nice. No, so you're doing good. You have a baby mama. You're doing well. You're living in Texas. All good. Everything's good. Good. Say a couple hellos to people in the chat. I see Nick Havoc in the house. Also a former a WWF guy. I guess former goes with it. Wait, you can't hear Landry. Oh, I know that. Unbelievable. We forgot to turn on the whole time. We got to start all over. It was just me talking to myself. Landry, welcome to the show.
So it wasn't my fault? Okay, thank God.
It was not your fault, but let me make sure that they can hear you now. Do you hear him now? Megan, please. Or me.
Come on, Megan.
Talk so they can hear you.
Hello, hello.
You look like you're pretty loud. I mean, you're not as loud as me, but still no sound? Hold on, they're just saying there's no sound. 9 sound.
There's no way.
There's no way. It says that he's going across. What? They still say they can hear you. Let me see if I got this set wrong. So desktop. No, we can. Yes, we can hear now. No sound on your guest. Hold on. Enrique, what's going on? Now we got a 5x. All right, I think you're good. I'm going to turn myself down so I'm not so loud, and we'll get you up a little bit. How about that? All right. Okay, I think we should hear him now. Go ahead and talk.
Hello, hello. Hopefully it's working. It's always something, huh?
I think that'll work. It's always something, but yes. Try again.
Trying again.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when's my NASA check coming? That's the thing. If I get that, I can upgrade my equipment. But until then, we are stuck with what we've got. So tell everybody what you've been up to. I guess they didn't hear you. So he said he had a baby, which you know how that happens. Most people know how that happens, at least. And you said you're living in Texas and things are going well, and it's like having a drunk person at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, basic
Father stuff.
Baby, nothing too exciting, nothing too crazy. Nothing like back in the day when I was a flat earther and all that crazy stuff was going on.
Yeah, if people don't know, can I tell them what you do for me? I don't know if people know that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Landry is the one who makes my clips. So if you see the clip videos, that comes from Landry. I kind of will, sometimes I'll tell him timestamps, but mostly he just does it. And then I deal with the repercussions after. So if I say something that I didn't want to. Which one did you do the other day? I was like questionable. Oh, the one with Brother Sanchez, where he did it. And then I went back and watched it. I'm like, holy smokes, I didn't know I was doing an impression of him so much. I was like, I probably shouldn't have put that in the clip.
Yeah, you told me to do that. Like,
you what?
You specifically told me to do that one.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know I did it. I didn't know I did his impression so many times. Okay. That's what I was saying. But no, he does a good job. So I appreciate you doing that for me. So tell us what happened with you. I guess how you got into Flat Earth first. How long ago was it? And all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So back in 2020, I guess it was 2020, 2020 and 2021 with the COVID stuff. I was working at an old folks home, and it really kind of drove me down the path of like, this isn't what they're telling us it is, because I mean, obviously, I still stand by that with everything that happened afterwards. But they were telling the residents, they were going to die. They locked them in their rooms. And I mean, it was, from what I could see in my own old folks' home life, there was nobody really dying from COVID. It was just, at least where I was living. I mean, not. It was a small community, but I mean, I didn't see a single person die from that, except they did die from like the isolation, and they just stopped eating, and they were confused and depressed. And so it made me feel really passionate about, okay, we're being lied to. So then I got on the internet and I got on all this, the conspiracy things, and I started to go to like the maskless shopping activism, because that was the thing, back in the day. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was going to the store without a mask on. So then I got people. I got involved with the people who were really obsessed with the Jews, and I was like, okay, what other conspiracies are there out there? And I saw your video of January 6th, and how I liked how you kind of really level-headed went through it, and because everyone was saying, oh, it's fake, oh, it's this, and I liked the thorough analysis. And then so I started watching your videos, and if it wasn't for you, I don't think I ever would have happened. I don't think I ever would have been friends.
Okay. And by the way, Landry's on Wi-Fi, even though he was told not to be. But if you're hearing him robot a little bit, that's why. But he'll come back. Go ahead. Keep going. So you started, watching me? Who else? Baby Truther Show?
Yeah, that was the best, dude. That was the best show, back in the day. I mean, it was like, 'cause especially with the time. I mean, everyone was locked in, and I mean,
yeah,
it's like, y'all were my friends. I didn't go out and see friends, the Baby Truther Show, that was my friends.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people, like the community. I mean, that's just, it was just cool, but it was such a different time.
It was a different time. It was because it actually, Flat Earth kind of went on the side, right? I mean, we still talked about it, but it was mostly the current going-ons.
Yeah. And we had no idea how long that would last. I mean, nobody had any clue how far it would go. And
it's weird to think back about that time, because it was very strange. And, Missa got pregnant in January and then had a baby in September. So that's crazy for us, because we were just, locked down the entire time she was pregnant. In fact, we still laugh. We were doing walks. We would walk in the house, just go down the hallway, through the living room, come back, just because we couldn't even go outside. You're just like, we'll just walk in the house. We're staying inside.
Yeah, I used to walk up and down the stairs.
Yeah. So, okay, and then you were watching those shows, and then you kind of became a Flat Earther, or you became a Flat Earther?
Yeah. I definitely did. I mean, especially with Dave Weiss's, because I did a video with him and my dad. And I mean, just the way, he's a great salesman. I mean, he really is.
Dave Weiss is that.
Just not the way just the way the app, and he really that's why he does it. I mean, I know he gets a lot of app sales from it, but I mean, he's just really good at, because he makes it seem so minuscule. He's like, oh, I mean, it's $3, I mean, you don't have to download. Like, it's not the main reason he's there, but I mean, it probably is.
It kind of is,
And yeah, I mean, it blew my mind. But because they had that model and it made sense. But I mean, when they don't have that model, it's like it's. I mean, I just still don't really know what they're doing. Like I've watched some of Mark Sargent's videos, and it's like they're not really talking about it. They're just kind of talking about whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, it's clear they still want to be in that group, which is cool. I mean, I like that. I like the.
No, I mean, that's probably the hardest thing for all of us is that, the camaraderie, the friendships, the team atmosphere, whatever was on, whether it was, it's Tim Boyle sombrero tonight, go watch that. It's Mark Sargent show, go watch that. It's Karen B's show, go watch that. Those days are gone for me, but that I could see why people don't want to lose that. I can see that
I mean, but they got really boring for me for the last, like, after COVID. Watching most of it, to be fair.
I kind of lost you there. Say it again one more time. You kind of roboted.
That they were the flat Earth kind of got boring for me because I mean, there's only so much you can like hear about.
Don't tell these guys that. They'll talk about water lies flat till the end of time. Basically, they'll be on their deathbed saying water lies flat. I'm telling you. Lies flat, it's level, and they don't get it. So, that's the thing. And do you know anybody else that you've seen tail off and not be a flat earther anymore? Or, everybody that you saw is still there. I mean, do you have any? I mean,
I don't have personal friends that ever believed in it. Besides my
Alex
dad
Stein is off. He's off flat earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you said he's just off because you said so.
He what?
He said he's just off because you said so, right?
He's pissed off because I said so?
No, he's just off of it. Like
yes. That's what and in fact, the other day he was doing a debate last night, I guess it was. And I popped in and said something in the chat, and then he's like, "Hey, can I take a time out just to say congratulations to Jaron for proving the Earth's a ball?" He said that in the middle of a modern day debate last night. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. He's a local legend here in Dallas. I mean, people talk about him.
I bet. Yeah, because he's in the same right here in Dallas.
Way.
You're in Dallas too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't something just happen in Dallas weird the other day? I thought I heard something. Somebody got shot. Somebody did something.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I heard tripping. I thought I heard something happen in Dallas, but I could be wrong. Plane crash? Something? No. I heard Dallas in the news for some reason. Let's see. What else do we have? So you basically, what was it that started to wake you up? Was it just me, or did you because you were missing for a while?
Yeah.
Because
you wake me up to the ball. Well, I mean, just coming back into it. I mean, so I remember I watched that stream you did.
Which one?
With one when
did you know I was going to Antarctica? You knew about all that or no?
I didn't know until you were there.
Okay.
So I saw you were there, and I was like, "Oh, holy crap!" I wasn't really watching YouTube at all with the baby and everything. But so I started watching that, and then me and Laura, basically my wife. Right. We were listening to your stream where we were like, wait a minute, is he saying it's not flat? We were on the edge of our seats. We were like, no way, that's what's going on right now. And
I shocked.
So then we started, listening and kind of looking at what was going on, and yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy that it took that to see that. I mean, people say it's been filmed before, but we never could find that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't something you could bank on, I don't think. But I mean, the good thing about it is that it should end all of flat Earth now. I mean, it can't be flat. And, I guess I thought there was going to be a little better reception. I didn't really think about it fully because I have to remember people like Dave Weiss. That's it. That's his life. Ian Leahy was in the, my Telegram chat today crying, because it's his life. So, and I think I recognized that it was mine too, but I was able to, I knew I would have to pivot. You can't keep talking about something that's been debunked like that. But obviously you can, because obviously everybody else, and you should see the comments when I go, I'll lay out something nice and easy for them to pick up. And all they do is just trash me. It's like they don't even read the post. And in the post is the proof that you need. I mean, I did an audio post today where I was talking about how simple it is to figure it out with the way the sun sets. So get this, and how could anybody not understand that this means the Earth's not flat? Is in the north, no matter where you're at in the north, if you're looking west, the sun sets left to right. Okay, so you're looking west, sun sets left to right. If you turn around to face east for the sunrise, it goes left to right. Okay, great. So that's pretty simple, and it matches the AE map, left to right, around it and everything. But in the south, it goes right to left. And if you turn to the east to watch the sunrise, it rises right to left. So that is incredible. And because also, let's say that you're in the north and I'm in the south, and we're both looking east at the same sunrise, right? it's going to rise for you left to right in the north, and for me right to left in the south. So that is a conundrum. It is a paradox almost, unless you could find something you could stand on, something you could live on that would cause somebody in the north to see the sun go in a different direction than they would see it in the south. And of course, there is one shape that does that. One shape alone, and that is a sphere. And there is no other question, because that's all you need to know. It's such a paradox that you can't. In fact, I saw, what's his name? Joe Hamby was talking about it on Facebook today. And he made a post where he said, oh, everybody's talking about the sun only goes one direction. It goes east to west. That's all it does. And so if you ever see it go a different direction, it's because your perspective. And it's like, no, that's not. Again, you're talking about somebody's looking north from the south and seeing it go right to left, and somebody's in the north looking south and they're seeing it go left to right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're looking at the sun rise or set, even if you have two people, right? There's only one sun. So if you're in the north and I'm in the south and you're looking west at the sunset and I'm in the west looking at the sunset, it goes in two different directions for both of us. Why is that? That's a feature of living on a sphere. So when you live on a sphere, if you kind of picture being at the equator, the sun would just go 90 to 270 right above your head. If you're on the south side of the sphere, now you're leaning this way. So of course you're going to see the sun go right to left. And if you're on the north side, you're leaning this way and you're going to see it go left to right. So, and there is no way you could ever explain that on a flat map. So it's over. It's over. Can we ring the bell? Do we have a wrestling bell? Can we ring the bell? It's over. I don't know if I have a bell ready. I probably don't. Sorry, I don't. We have a bunch of songs, but no bell. So, oh, we do. There it is. Over. See? 1, 2, 3 is over. So tap out, Flat Earth. Dave, go back to selling solar. Ian Leahy, go back to, I don't know, women's night at the pub, whatever you do. So, because it's over. But that's not going to be that easy. I've now seen that these guys are going down, and they're not going down easy, because many of them, I think. So let me ask this before I get into that. Is there, because we've been noticing a trend that there's some sort of trauma that led people to Flat Earth. So you would say maybe yours was just being at home with COVID?
No, I mean, with everything with what was going on, just like I lost that job. I mean, I really liked that job at the old folks home.
Okay.
So then I started working from home, and so I had a lot of free time. And
right. That does it for people, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so I was just always online, and I was doing I was the chat support, when someone is upset about something. And I mean, it was driving me crazy. So I mean that.
And then
I
you
feel
found
like
friends. You found friends within that community, right? I mean, I think that's the hardest thing for people, is that imagine that and I'm not saying that those of us that were flat earthers didn't have friends, but I can definitely speak for myself that there was situations that happened in my life and with my wife and her maid of honor and some other things that happened that caused us to separate from that friend group. And when we did, we had each other, we had our bookstore at home, but of course you have free time, you're starting to look on the internet. So I think that we didn't even know it, but we were probably looking for friends in some way. And so I could see where a bunch of people were like that. Let's say you didn't have a lot of friends, or you were at home without a lot of friends. So you go online, you start looking around, you find the Flat Earth, you get into it, and then you meet some people online. And then it becomes more of a social thing where you're just hanging out on different people's streams. And so when I come along and say, hey guys, the earth isn't flat, they're not listening to that. They're like, what are you talking about? Because what that means is that they've got to, not be friends with them anymore? And then you've got all these Facebook groups, and you've got like the Sun Trackers group, and they've got, maybe you're a mod in there, maybe people meet on Wednesday nights to talk about their observations. So if somebody comes along and says the earth isn't flat, they don't want to hear that. In fact, they'll not hear it. They'll just say that I'm smoking crack or something. Yeah, I can't believe the people who, you should see the backlash for me saying that the Blue Origin flight was real. It is, people are absolutely losing their minds. And here's the weirdest part about it. I've never said that's not real. I've called it a reverse bungee jump for 4 years. That's what I call it, because I say it's a glorified carnival ride. It's not really, I mean, you certainly shouldn't call those people astronauts. I mean, you can if you want for just the namesake, but that's like saying that I'm a pilot because I went on an airplane. I'm not a pilot. I'm a passenger. So, and they go up for 11 minutes. It's so funny because it's just amazing to see the backlash from that. People are so pissed, and they're like, oh, you're trolling now, Jaron. For sure you've been paid off. For sure you recompromised. That's so fake. What about it is fake?
Yeah, I think it's a really hard position to be in, to bridge the gap between okay, the shape, we were wrong about the shape, but because I mean, I know people wanted you to come back swinging with with like, well, space is still bullshit, and I could tell that was really
Yeah, and and I think I would have thought that too. But what happens is, and I think it is an observation thing, when you see it, and your brain releases that block, and you're like, okay, now I get it. Well, it also is ready. It also is prepared now. Like, okay, is there going to be other stuff? Right. So it's not like I was wrong about this, but everything else I'm right about. It's almost like your brain's like, okay, let's be open. So it wasn't as easy just to come back and be like, and I think that we thought, even Austin and I talked about it, we're like, there's no chance that we go down there and everything matches the globe. So we're going to find something, we're going to expose something, and then we'll be able to, so that was and then you go down there and just like clockwork, every single thing was being nailed by the globe prediction identically. I mean, I can't think of anything that didn't, to be honest. So that was surprising. And that kind of was starting to settle in on the end of the trip. And you're like, holy smokes. So really, when you got there and saw what happened in Punta Arenas for the sun setting right to left so drastically, and then you could see the light at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning heading south, heading to, going right to left. And it should be behind me 30,000 miles. So you kind of you don't have an option. I mean, I'm actually surprised that, well, we'll see what happens with Austin. We'll see what happens with Lisbeth. She's now said she's not a flat earther, but she also says she's not a glober. So
I'll stand by the moon landing thing, dude. I don't know. I mean, I can say I'm open, but at the same time, it's just.
You mean you'll stand by it being fake?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I feel like. Well, I've always been more like set on. I feel like that was like, oh,
yeah, the moon landing kind of led us to flat Earth, right?
Yeah, exactly. They go hand in hand.
People, yeah. So I think that the thing about that for me is, unfortunately, I can't picture Dave. Even if Dave McKeegan came on and has an answer for every single thing, I still just for some reason can't picture myself saying, okay, it was real, because I really think they need to go back. And I think if you say anything less than that, then you're just, huh?
I feel like they would. I feel like the money that Jeff Bezos was putting into these weird reverse jumps would just go into that. You'd think if it was really just that easy.
It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. That's the thing, right? They made it seem so easy back then. It just seems like it'd be something that they should do. And that I think would solve the problem of it, because that's like the biggest conspiracy that's out there, right? I mean, the biggest conspiracy in the world is that the moon landing. Maybe Kennedy's a bigger one, but yeah, I mean, the moon landing's one that I think. I wonder what the percentage is. I'm guessing it would be like 30 or 40%. What would you guess?
I
think it's fake.
I think it's 25. But 25? I know it's. But the thing is, so what I want to ask you is, you talk about, don't say it was a landline. I'm curious, what is it that they say that it was? So, because I always thought it was a landline too.
So basically, it'd be the equivalent of like, somebody who's down the street calls me on a landline here, and then I patch it through to a radio signal to the moon. So it's not like there's a landline call.
Radio, okay.
Right. But I always hear people talk about that, and they're like, oh, and then you can use a landline to call the moon. It's like, well, what do you mean? Nobody thinks that they ran a cable. Right?
Yeah,
Nobody
there's that
picture.
The picture of him on that red phone, so I guess that's why.
Right. Well, that's just, he was talking to NASA, and then NASA patched it through the radio signals. So, I mean, that doesn't seem like it would be that far-fetched. I would think you could. I mean, I still have questions about the signal power that you would need and all that, but I mean, I think somebody's looking into that for me, because, you're going to have loss. If a beam gets sent from the moon, you'd think that 250,000 miles is going to be pretty spread out by then. So do we have the satellites that can recombine that back, the parabolic dishes? So I'm sure that he'll have answers for most things. But
they have so many answers. I've been looking at that stuff, and it's just kind of like it's still a little bit annoying.
It is,
because they get so like uppity about it. There's like, excuse
me, on the VIP, right? By the way,
me?
Guys, join the VIP. We have a great amount. We have some great fun on this last Saturday. We had our guest with us, who was a surprise for most people. Fight the flat Earth. Sorry, God, I got to get out of my.
No, you can keep calling him that. He's done enough wrong. He still deserves that name.
Well, he lost like 100 and something pounds.
Well, like I mean, he's still. I don't know. I have trauma from him. That's my trauma. Is Craig.
That is your trauma, Craig and the other guy. But no. So what we do is every first and third Saturday of the month, we have some member of the community. So we've had Dave McKeegan recently. We've had Will Duffy. Next week we've got not next week. In 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Saturday will be MC Toon. Will be joining us. So we have somebody in the community who comes by and hangs out with that group, and you can be a VIP either through WAP, which is how you get all the Telegram access, which is WHOP.com/Jeranism, or you can just become a $14 member on YouTube, and then you'll get the links to those shows right before they start. And you can come join us in the Zoom. So it's a fun thing because we've had a lot of things happen there, but we were looking at some moon stuff this weekend. And what did you think about that mountain that's supposedly 13,000 feet? I mean, it's pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way they talk about it, like it's insane for you to question it.
Yeah, they do.
Is what
I'm
that's
expecting
what
that from
rubs me the wrong way. It's because I mean they're clearly so. Which I want. So when you think about the shape of the Earth, they said, why would they do that? Why would they lie? And the answer was always like to hide the lands, which made sense a little bit, but not really.
Right.
Not really when you really think about it. Like why? Like they would sell it like they sell all the other land. But the space being fake, or not space being fake, but the moon landing being fake has logical reasons to do. Country versus country. It's like it's, and to this day, it's still it's logical. So, but they just have all these.
It'd be pretty.
They sound like a robot when they give these reasons. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, can you not see what I'm looking at?
Yeah, and then they, of course, there's been so much time, right? So anything that was ever a problem has been discarded, and that kind of thing. So, well, thank you. Megan says it's not insane to question it, and I think that it's good to question. I think we need skeptics in the world. I think that we need people to question things, but we need people who are willing to back down and admit they're wrong, which is the problem, right? So we have plenty of skeptics, but the problem with the skeptics that we have is that they're not willing to admit that they're wrong. They want to...
They're skeptics to be skeptics, no matter what it is.
They're going to go hard no matter what, and then when they don't want to ever say they made a mistake. And I get why, because I came back and said I was wrong, and now my numbers are, we're probably have the lowest views I've ever had ever on this show right now. So, but I understand why, is because you have me going and saying, oh, the Earth is for sure flat, and then going down for a trip and coming back and say, oh, the Earth is for sure a ball. So people I don't think recognize YouTube is not for being honest. You'll never be rewarded on YouTube for being honest. You are rewarded for lying. You are rewarded for pushing a narrative. You're rewarded for catering to your audience. That's how you get rewarded on YouTube. That's how you make money, is to sugarcoat everything, to blow smoke up your audience's ass. And it's just something I've never done and never will do. So how that ends up, we don't know. But that's the sad thing about YouTube. And it's going to be going into the future, by the way. I'm just really frightened for what TikTok is doing. I've said before, I'm against censorship and things like that. However, I think they should burn TikTok to the ground. I think they should absolutely destroy it, because it is.
I thought they did. Did they not?
I don't know. I thought they did too, because it was selling on eBay for like if you bought a phone with a TikTok already installed. But I think that they got some injunction or whatever you want to call it, like a relief for a certain amount of time. I just saw somebody was like, hey, Jaron, Jade from Australia here. The moon radios used, oh, thank you. I want to write this down. 2025 megahertz from the moon to Earth, around 20 watts, which is more than enough considering there is nothing obstructing the signal. Right, but doesn't it spread out? Does it not go by the inverse square law? I'm not sure if it does or not. Just asking. But anyway, the TikTok thing, because we're in a world now where you are rewarded for lying, right? So if you make a video on TikTok where you make up some bullshit, or you set up some event, or make it look like something happened that didn't, that's how you get the views. If you're just an honest person being honest on it, you're just not going to get views. So what that does is it starts incentivizing people to fake things, to basically orchestrate content, which is never what it was supposed to be, right? Originally, when the videos started coming out, the good videos were actual videos. Somebody filmed something that actually happened. It was funny. But now all that stuff is set up. It's all just crap content. 70-meter dishes. That's the receiving end? That's huge. I'm writing that down. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense. Culture Cat's in the house? Nice. If you guys don't watch his channel, he's done some great work. I love what he did with Marty Leeds the other day, because he's absolutely right. Marty Leeds, who did win. Oh, by the way, let's look at his... he was the 4th ever Dirtball of the Week. Marty Leeds. So way to go, Marty. You can get this if you want. I'll send it to you. He won Dirtball of the Week because he put out his retraction on some other WWF members, Patricia and Robbie and Paul, but then he put 20 videos right after it so that it buried it, which is the most one of the most dirtball things I can imagine him doing. So beyond the original onslaught of accusations. And the weird thing is all those accusations are coming from Weiss. And people are just repeating them. So we've got, I wanted to show you something I did here. Oh, maybe I can find it. Do you know how to meme? Do you make memes?
Of course.
You do?
I don't, but I definitely could.
Oh, you could. I'm not very good at it. I've never really tried, but I was
Dude, that's the first thing I ever did as far as editing. It's like just for fun.
what did you make? Because I don't get. I do understand kind of the premise. You have to have basically like a straw man, right? You set it up with a straw man in some way.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I mean, it used to be just back when I used to use like Facebook, like for political stuff, like when all the election. But yeah, why did you want to get in the meme game?
No, I kind of made one here today for Facebook, but I don't know if it's not really a meme. It's just, I don't know what you call it. I'll put it on the screen here in a second. Let me get it up over here. Why isn't that working? Okay, you tell me if this is good. I don't think it's called a meme. I don't know what it would be called here. Let's see. You can't see it over there. Move it over here. All right, and let's see if we can see it. Oh, you can see it there if we cover your face. We'll just cover your face for a second.
Crazy. It's like behind me.
Jeez, that's too large. Let's see. That's what she said.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, not like a meme.
Kind of a meme. It says, Dave Weiss before TFE, there's 0% chance that Jaron is lying or compromised. Oh, yeah, buy the app. It's great. Every app tracks you. No big deal. And then Dave Weiss after TFE was Jaron is 100% lying, and obviously he's compromised. Oh, yeah, buy the app. It's great, and every app tracks you. No big deal.
All you have to do is change Dave Weiss's face to be Drake, and it's perfect.
Oh, I got to make the Drake face. Okay, I got to get it now. And then I put down here, nothing about this is strange at all. Totally non-suspect behavior. Please buy the app.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just my...
It's all, and I've stood by this the whole time. It's the worst app ever. I know it's like an Indian guy makes it, but when I used to try to use it, it's so not user-friendly. It's got like a 2-second delay. It makes that clicking sound every time you try to do something.
The buttons are like all over the place. It's like put together by a third grader. Looks like the artist third grade art. Pretty funny.
Yeah, it's
yeah. Nick can meme. We'll tell you that much right now. He's done some of the greatest Flat Earth memes ever that are still kicking around, and he'll be looking at those for quite a few years. I don't think they're going away. Okay, so what was so just watching me come back from Antarctica and then saying, did you have to have a talk with the wifey? How did you guys decide that you were no longer
flat? I don't think she ever believed it was flat. All
right, well then she's a good guy. I say marry her. Put a ring on her finger right now. That is good news.
I need to. But I think she just put up with me because I was like,
that's the kind of girl you want. That's the kind of girl you want.
Yeah.
Like somebody asked me if I had to convince my wife. I'm like, no. No, that didn't work that way. But because we're kind of a team, and at first she was kind of asking the question like, well, I don't understand how that proves it. Like I was telling her about Antarctica, and then it took us kind of going. We were sitting out in the backyard one night and just talking it through. Like we're walking south, and we see the sun going left to right in front of us, and then we get to the Tropic of Capricorn. It's like, why would we see the sun go right to left? And she said, you wouldn't. Like exactly. If we do, and she goes, oh, it means it's a ball. Okay, then I'm going. Yeah. So then we went, and there you go. Trucker Pilot says WWF. Wait, what? WWF stands for We Were Flat. We were flat. Yeah. Has Dearth fixed his app yet? No. Well, according to people like Ian Leahy, who was crying in my Telegram earlier, he says there is no problems with the app. Of course, Slim was there, or Shady, and a couple other people to remind him, no, he's never fixed it. It's always been a problem. He just goes around telling people that it's not a problem. In fact, he now says to people that the only data that was leaked is stuff that people freely gave away. So I freely gave away my home address. I waited 7 years. I hid it for 7 years. And then all of a sudden one day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to freely give it away to whoever the hell wants it. That makes a lot of sense, Dave. That makes a lot of sense. So what have you seen in the community since you've been back? Anything interesting?
No, well, the whole problem, I think, is just that it's the same as politics. We've been bullied by the other side for so long that to make it a side thing is always going to be the issue, because you're never going to see a lifelong Democrat become a Republican or give them any leeway and ever back down from any of those beliefs. So I think that the main issue is this, because the thing about the globe people, there's most people in the world, they just believe in the globe because they do, and it's not really ever on their brain. And then there's the other people who are like in the group chats, like Batoon's chat or whatever, and they feel good being right and correcting flurfs. Right. But like flurfs feel good knowing something that others don't. So that's like the difference. There's one side feels like, oh, I know something that most people don't know. I got like the secrets. The other side's like, no, you don't, and I feel good calling you an idiot. So now both sides calling each other an idiot. It's all just silly.
I'm going to ask this funny question here in the poll. I wonder what it's going to come out. I asked, should we indoctrinate children with the globe belief? So it's an interesting question, because if you really think about it, if you don't, I foresee problems. It's almost better. I know it sounds crazy for me to say that, but it's almost better that children are brought up with the globe understanding from a very young age, so that it's not something they need to question because it's already been figured out. But I feel like if you don't do that, then by the time they're at a certain age where they're already thinking that, because it's counterintuitive, it just is. There's nothing about it that's not, right? And it doesn't really match your senses. Now, not everything has to match your senses, but I'm just saying that that's why I almost think it's a good idea. I want to see what people come back with on that. Trick question. It's not that at Jeranism. What? I missed something. Yeah, Nick Havoc plagiarism is at the root of flat earth. Hilarious. Yeah, it is a funny question. I agree, human being, but it's pertinent because it is kind of what happens. But then the problem with it is that they should, like, there's some understandings that people should have. For instance, if somebody says we spin fast, which I was saying for 8 years, right? We spin 1,000 miles per hour. Somebody should have said, Jaron, take a ball and be okay, I got this. And they're like, now spin it. All right, once a day. Wait, what? Spin it once a day. What do you mean spin it once a day? That's how slow the earth is moving. So it's incredibly, incredibly slow. If you think about it. I mean, I used to think we would fly off the earth. Why would I ever think that? I'd be like, oh, we should fly off the earth into space, but we're moving incredibly slow. So slow, if you were looking from space, you wouldn't see it moving. So that's pretty crazy.
I don't know if it's supposed to make sense is the thing. Like I have a lot of issues with like because I've had some trouble with like karma and what feels like unfairness. And it feels like sometimes when life is going really good, it wasn't warranted. And when it goes really bad, is when I'm like on my best behavior. Like when I used to be a hard drinker, I feel like I had a lot of good luck. And now that I've stopped drinking, I feel like I've had a lot of,
That's
I guess
terrible.
I'm just paying for like those mistakes.
We should celebrate that though. How long has it been since you had a drink?
It's a little over a year now.
How about that, guys?
So
Over a year. And who was telling you the whole time you were drinking? He stopped drinking.
But yeah, I used to have so much fun. Like I would get drunk and go in the flat Earth chats, and
I know
and
you would bug me on Telegram for hours. Yes, I remember. How about applause for that? Can we do an applause? Thank you. Very nice. Golf clap. Thank you.
Yeah.
Way to go. That's a whole year. Good for you. I know we got Shifty Eye Shady. How far are you along, Shifty? We want to give you an applause too. Doing well. Logical observation says hurling 66,600 miles per hour through space isn't slow, Jaron. It actually is slow. That's the thing. Is that you have to picture how speeds would change for different beings, if you will. Like 66,000 miles per hour, but it takes us a whole year to go around the sun one time. So it's not, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's for us, 66,000 miles per hour seems incredibly fast, but that's also when we talk speeds, we're usually talking about through the atmosphere or something like that, right? Like the idea of the ISS going 17,000 miles per hour is so far out of the realm of what we talk about on Earth because we have an atmosphere. You can't go that fast with the air, you'll break apart. So that's where it starts to get interesting as you get higher and higher. And that, you know, I've always said that too, that how do I word this? That the speeds is dependent on the being. What are you talking about that's considering the speed? And if you're moving with the earth, it's kind of the same as, I don't know because everything's in motion, right? That's what I think people forget too. There's nothing, well, again, most geocentrists are going to have an argument with me, and I'm not saying that I'm against geocentrism. I just don't know if there's really the evidence to show it. But I'm not sure if anything stands still in the universe at all. I think everything is in motion. I don't think the idea of standing still really makes a lot of sense unless the earth is of some sort of mass that is so ridiculously huge and then everything else is smaller than it and goes around it. Again, that doesn't seem to be what science tells us, but it'll be interesting to look into some of that stuff. One of my weirdest beliefs or thoughts is, so when we make a vacuum on Earth, we suck the air out with some sort of machinery, right? So we create the vacuum on Earth and we suck the air out of the box or whatever it's in. So I'm not sure if anything is sucking the air out of space. So isn't space just empty? Meaning that, is it necessarily a vacuum? So we think of vacuum, if we're going to make a vacuum in our house, we have to put a hose to it and suck the air out. So you're actually actively creating the vacuum. But the vacuum that's above us is just a vacuum. It's just empty. And then to me, that makes more sense that then you would have, because I think the idea of a vacuum next to the atmosphere, I understand why people have a problem with that. But if it's not a vacuum, if it's just emptiness, and yeah, that would be no pressure, and you would have pressure go to no pressure. But also, if there's a gradient, then it would die off because there's nothing actually actively sucking it. It's just the pieces that are next to it are going to go into it, and then it's going to gradient down. So I don't know, that's a weird one for me. I'm not really sure. Maybe I don't understand the vacuum. Maybe it's not a vacuum like we think. Because I think when most people think vacuum, they're thinking sucking, right? But I'm not sure space is sucking the air off the Earth. It's just there's no pressure there. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that one works out. This person says the Earth is sucking the air from the nearby space by means of, yeah, okay. That seems to make sense to me. Because even if you say the air has weight, which you could either say the air has weight or that gravity's creating the weight, either way. But that's what keeps the air on the Earth. So then that makes more sense to me. Then I can explain why we have an atmosphere next to a vacuum. But if you're talking about like, oh, it's actively taking the gases into it, well, then that's different. Then I don't even know if gravity would be able to contain that, especially if it's near. Obviously, we know that if you put a vacuum right on top of the atmosphere, it is going to take it. But again, that's a vacuum. So I know there's lots of questions still. But the one thing I don't have a question on, and I don't think you can at this point, is the shape of the Earth. So that's why I flipped, and that's why I don't look back. I'm just trying to find new ways of explaining it, or trying. I had a convert this week, and it took basically the story about, I was talking about getting in an airplane, where I said, let's get in an airplane and let's follow the sun. And when you do that, I said, which way on a flat Earth would we turn? We're following the sun. She's like, oh, we turn to the right. And I said, what if we went way up north and did it? We'd turn to the right. And what if we went way down south and did it? We'd still turn to the right. Okay, that's a flat Earth. So a flat Earth has a sun that goes one direction. If you're following the sun, you're always going to turn right. But in reality, we have to turn left when we get past the equator in the south. So that tells us that it can't be flat. So it's just trying to word that in a way that gets people to understand it and accept it, rather than to keep denying. Because if the sun goes a certain direction, then we should all see it go that way, right? And then somebody asked me, they said, well, what about if the sun's setting right to left for somebody in the south, how would somebody in the north see it go left to right? I'm like, because we're on a sphere. It's the only thing that explains that. There's nothing else that will ever explain how two people looking at the same thing would see it moving in different directions. But the reason why is because of the orientation of your position. One is standing this way and one is standing this way. It's like this. So, of course, if they're looking at the sun, it's going to come different directions to each one of them. So how do we word that? How do we get more people to get out of the cult before it's too late? Which it probably already is too late. I wish that they would be aware of the lies going on over there. That's the thing. Because that's the part that I can't combat, right? Like, literally, when Dave, and this is a power position, but let's say Dave knows that all the flat earthers are on his side, they're all against me, he could literally say anything he wants. And they're going to believe it no matter what he says, right? So that's the part that's difficult, because you can't even combat that. Is you just have to tell people, hopefully you're using your discernment skills. But all right, I've been talking too much. You need to tell me more about your conversion. Is there anything else we need to know about it? How strongly do you feel now in your position?
Yeah, I just feel like it was all, like the whole time, I just feel like it was more so a hobby than it was like something that, because like a lot of the time, I'll be honest, I'm not as smart as many people. So a lot of the times I'm, back, especially the first time there was like a year, maybe a little bit longer, that I edited videos the first time.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's some videos where I'm literally, whatever was being discussed is like way over my head. And I'm like, oh, sure, whatever, let's go.
That's good to know.
So a lot of it, and especially when I'm playing it and she hears it and she's like, what the hell? It's like the most boring, what are they talking about? And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But the space stuff, I've always felt like that was more so, like that's kind of where I feel like I had my place in it. But as far as and I lost so many friends over it that I was like,
yeah, that's
what am I doing? So I think at the end of the day, like, it's just, I would have bet, my life or whatever on the moon landings. I wouldn't have bet my life on the shape of the Earth, I don't think. But it did have that purpose, effect, which was cool when I had that belief. Was, oh, this means we're more meaningful. So what percentage of people would you say are stuck here because they're just strong Christians? Because it seems like it's almost like 90%.
I'd say 90% is a good number. I think you're going to be hard pressed. And if you look at the people who have left, well, there's Christians. I don't want to say there's not Christians, because obviously Paul on the Plane, Robbie Davidson, but Patricia, myself, Rose, 777, trying to think of other people, I am the Craig, Shady. I think that, you're going to see you're going to definitely see more non-Christians leave than Christians. And there's certainly a ton more Christians in Flat Earth than there isn't. So that's definitely a trend, because it should be the equal percentage, right? If it's 9 out of 10 people are Christian, then 9 out of 10 people that leave should be Christian, but that's not going to be the case. It'll probably be 50% of people that leave are Christian. Are not Christian. So, we went to the moon, dum-dum, at least look it up. Yeah, I'll look it up. I never thought about that. You mean like on the internet? Just, did we go moon? I'll type that in after we're done. Let's check out if there's any super chats. I didn't even take a look if anybody sent them in. I thought I saw one. I'll check if they've got questions for you. If you have a question for Landry, you can send a buck if you want our way. Fan funding, there we go. We have a couple. There we go. All right, we got Addicted to Globings in the house. Addicted, what's up? He says to Landry, congrats on the new baby. Oh, how cute.
It's pretty awesome.
Can we know her name?
Daisy. It's Katy Perry's got the same name for her kid. We didn't know that at the time.
Oh boy,
so
she
now
going to
everyone's talking
space
about
tomorrow too, or what? Come on,
that'd be cool. Yeah.
I'd let her go.
I mean,
let her go. And by the way, I showed that video. I don't know if anybody wants to see it. There is I'll put a link in the chat. This is the best video I've seen because a lot of flat earthers are saying that there's no not 24 hour. There's no full video of them in the capsule. And in looking into that, that's because you have to. So the people that buy the flight, so let's say me, you, and a couple other people spend whatever that costs. I don't even know what the price is. So say $300,000 each. So it is right of Blue Origin to say, you guys get to decide whether we release the video or not. You're paying for the flight. So most people say no, they don't want the video released, but there is one person or one group that did let it go. So you get to watch the whole thing. Let me find that for you. So that's kind of cool because I think that is a question where you're like, why don't they show the whole thing? Or Dave, I was watching him in an interview the other day, and he's like, oh, it's cut. And then,
everything
like
now.
This. Yeah, but if you show them like this is original. I mean, this is not original, but official. And you can watch them loading the thing. I mean, this proves without a doubt that it's not fake. And yet no flat earther sees that. They'll continue saying that it is fake, even if you show them this, which is pretty sad. Because this does show you that it's not fake. The way that they're gearing everybody up, the way that they're making sure they're strapped in, the way they tell them what's coming up next. They're going to turn on the fans. They're going to do this. And then, I don't have it in here either. Oh, this one is it. That's the mannequin. And that's another thing. I mean, the flat earthers do absolutely zero research. Zero. It's like the first thing that I saw was just that picture of the mannequin hand. There's like a dummy hand. Right. So then everybody started passing it around, but it's from 2017. So
I couldn't even tell what that was. I mean, people make such leaps. I'm like looking at it really close. I'm like, that's a mannequin hand.
But it was a mannequin hand because in 2017 they sent up a mannequin.
Okay, I couldn't really tell.
So that's the thing is that it's like who's the first person to do that? I want to punch him in the face. Somebody took that, knew what it was, knew it was from 2017, and said, I'm going to slip this into the flat earth community and make them think that it's this time. Somebody did that. And granted, they did it because they're kind of trolling, and also they know what's going to happen. And flat earthers can prevent that by, I don't know, maybe doing a little bit of research, maybe following up on something. But of course, they don't. They just go wild with it. It's all over TikTok before you know it. It's all over Facebook, and it's just wrong. And that's a problem. When you have so many people start believing in just outright lies, because what is the saying? The truth gets around the world before. The lie gets around the world before the truth puts its socks on, which is true. You can that lie takes off. Now you can never repair that. There's no way you could ever. Everybody who thinks that that's a mannequin hand that was on there, you'll never be able to tell them all that it's not. It's impossible. You'll never get that word out to as many people as heard it and think it. You'll never get the word out to them again. Not to all of them. I mean, you'll obviously get a good percentage of them, but there's a lot of people who have that faulty belief now because somebody felt like playing a joke, which I'm not a big fan of. And I told people every time, it's so obvious when I see him too. I'll see like Putin doing a speech and then it has like the text on the bottom. And right away I'm like, he's not saying that. He's not. It's like the NWO is coming to kill you. All the country's leaders want you dead. I'm like, guys, are we not smart enough to see it? And then before you know, you look at the share button on the bottom, it's like 750. You're like, oh boy, that's been shared 750 times and it's just blatantly wrong. Pretty crazy. Scoundrel, thank you very much for the 5 memberships. If you haven't checked out Scoundrel's channel, he does some AI music videos. The Patricia Steer one is great. I think you should win an award. Although I did see, you said there was some errors in it, and I went back and watched, and there's a girl walking down the street backwards because you could see her hair, but it's forwards. So obviously the AI engine was struggling a little bit. This person says, is Enrique a WWF or was he a Globe guy? I don't know if we talked about that. Enrique, did we talk about whether you are some sort of wrestler, WWF guy, or what's your story? Anything? I don't know. He doesn't.
Gravity is a lie? Then how my fat ass staying on the ground?
I don't know that answer. Oops, what's going on? That's not working. Sorry. That's all he's got. I don't have anything else for him. He doesn't have any other globe or flat info. What's going on? Why is that thing going? Jeez, this thing's not working. Do we have anything other than that? You don't have any other answers? No, he doesn't have anything. That's it.
Órale pues.
All right, he's good. He's ready to go. And we've got, thank you very much for the $2. It's from, what is it, Guillier? Guile? Guille. How would you pronounce that? Guille. Gilly? Gilly Carlos? I like it. I like Gilly Carlos. And then Ken P, he gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much. Very kind. Let's go look in the regular chat, see if anybody's got anything for us there, since we got a couple minutes. And then we will skedaddle. And you can go watch WrestleMania. If you have Peacock, it's on. Championship match. I forgot. John Cena against, I want to call him Dustin Rhodes. That's not the name.
So do you worry about like the future of, I mean,
my life,
everything
yes.
here? And well, not just your life, but just as a whole, like having kids and everything. That's one thing where it's like, with
No, I think you
everyone's
gotta
on
have
there
kids.
with
I think you want
TikTok
to have
and
kids. Yeah, you want to have kids.
I know, but of course you want to have kids, but just where they're going to be, like, because I mean, it's dangerously easy to let them just be TikTok babies and tablet babies, and that's obviously our main thing we're trying to avoid. But it's just, I mean, you see everyone at the restaurants with the tablets, and it's just, I mean, I just don't know what it's going to be like in the future. But I'm just curious. Do you have hope for society?
No, I think that they've attacked men. I think that they've really, and I'm not saying that they haven't attacked women, but men are easier to attack because like alcohol hurts men more than it hurts women. Just because it's going to hurt you sexually, it's going to do things that it doesn't really necessarily destroy a woman in that way. So with liquor, with the way that they promote the sexual scene and the frivolous scene, just the whole thing that they've done to men, atrazine, they've taught men to be watchers rather than doers. So now men watch other men stream, they watch men play sports, they watch men race cars, they watch men play poker, they watch men play video games. Oh, look how cute!
She wants to be famous.
Can she wave? Oh, she's running.
Oh, she can. I don't think she'll register that you're like a person.
Will she see me?
Can you wave? She's
Daisy.
Not.
Oh, she can't hear me. You put
she
the
can't.
Daisy.
She's like, what is going on in here?
Yeah, she's like shocked.
What are you doing?
She's so cute.
She's so cute. Well, I didn't want a boy. We're so glad we had a girl.
Yeah, I've had two
I just
boys
didn't want to
now,
make a decision about circumcision. I don't know why, but like I know I would want them to be circumcised. I don't know why I would want them to be circumcised, but I know that it would make me sad to have to be like, yep, do it.
Oh, you do? You would want it?
I think so. I mean, just because that's what mine looks like, you know what I mean?
I know the feeling because I was cut and then we didn't do it to my son, and now I just look at it like I don't know what that is. I'm off.
So with a girl, you don't have to make any of those kinds of decisions. Oh,
that's true. Unless you're another. Did you see me? Hi. Hi, Daisy.
Hi, baby, dude. You could put her with a total stranger, and she's just so chill. Yeah,
she's so good. That's more quiet than my son was the first 3 years of his life. So that's pretty impressive.
He's really quiet. Yeah, she's just very well behaved. It's pretty cool. But...
Very well behaved. Oh, I saw this is so bad. So bad.
Okay. Thanks for coming
Bye,
in here.
Daisy.
I'm walking out of here now.
Trying to find it. I can't find it. Let's see where that was. I put it in Telegram. Find it over there.
You're famous.
She's been on the internet now, and now her pictures are gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be all shared.
Now you'll get some views.
Probably some views, and then maybe you'll get some offers for they always want baby models.
Dude, that's a genius idea. Yeah.
You know who tried to get me to do that as soon as Matthew was born is Alex Stein. He's like, dude, get him a contract, get him a portfolio, get him in line. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, dude. No, that's what I do. I put him right into it.
Well, then didn't that like lead to like beauty pageants? And then kind of the same line.
Before you know it, it's John Benet Ramsey, the whole thing. I mean, it's the whole thing. I don't want to get into that. Let's see here. We put it in what? Let me think where I dropped it. Did I put it in Telegram or Facebook? It is in Telegram. It's in Durant's. By the way, if you're not following Durant's, you're not living life. Mostly because of the people's responses in there to my comments and my rants. And I posted the email to David Weiss today. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Did you see it?
That was intense. It was wild. Yeah.
Well, the guy doesn't answer me, blocks me, so that's a pussy move. I like to think of men as men, not men that block you, and then are like, "What do you block me?" Like, I can understand if I was doing something like attacking or if I'm like pestering, but like I'm not doing anything. I came back from
Well,
a
at
trip.
first it was you're not answering his calls.
Right, and then that turned out to be false. It's like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? And he's like, oh, I mean, when you were texting that one time and I told you call me and you just kept texting. I'm like, that's not me not answering your calls, dude. Stop
Yeah.
lying. Anyways,
It is sad though. It's a sad
It is a
world
sad
because
thing.
I mean,
I
the
like
three of
Dave. I
y'all
mean,
on that
it's
show,
cool.
Baby Truth the Show, it was a
What about Monday Night Raw? He was my
Great
Monday Night
time.
Raw co-host for
yeah.
years
I mean,
and years.
all those shows. I listened back to some recently, and it's just so sad because I mean, it's just such a different time, and I mean, everyone
Yeah.
was there for.
And the weird thing is too, I see
different
people that
reasons.
are like, in Facebook or something. I posted that letter, and then they're like, "Why are you attacking Dave?" It's like I didn't. Hold on, I came back from Antarctica, and the guy just never called me again and started saying I was compromised. So I mean, that's not me
If-
attacking him.
One thing y'all could do, mutually beneficial, is y'all bring on Alex. Y'all do a Baby Truth the Show revived. It would explode because nobody sees it coming.
You're right. It would be
What are y'all
shocking.
going to talk about? I mean,
Be
that would be interesting if there was things like this happening right now. If people were just still talking about it, but I
He
mean,
can't
it's
do
just
that.
been
He
like,
can't do that. It's just not. Dave can't do that because.
but it would blow up. I mean, I feel like it would.
Yeah, maybe. I don't see that happening.
I don't know. I mean, just anything different than just what's going on now. Because what's going on now is people are picking their side. They're hiding. They're just like everything's.
I'm going to move this in front of your face. I'm sorry. We don't
I
want to
don't
see your
care.
faces. This is
That's
prettier.
fine.
No, I'm just going to show you. So this is. I'll drop this link in the chat. But it starts here, and you'll see it's a total of 37 minutes, and it goes through the.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Basically, them gassing this thing
See you when
up.
we get back.
There you go. Talking
Very
to
much.
We'll see you when we get back.
Kevin.
buckling them all in, double checking the checklist. There goes the fans,
And the fans.
and then they kind of
6
keep going.
decades ago,
There's Jeff
it
Bezos
took-
in there talking to people. And I did see a comment from somebody who watched this, and they're like, "Oh, it's going up so easy, like it's not even bumpy." I'm like, "Yeah, they do that on purpose. They don't want it to be a crazy ride." So further, when it goes take it off, you can tell the people are a little nervous.
Light this candle!
Yeah. Here we go.
Like this camera.
180G.
Already left. Let's see. Go back here.
Oh man.
So take it off. This makes me want to do it so bad.
We are up in the
Oh my God!
And then it's at the top when they get out. But the whole thing is uncut.
What's up?
So of course Dave has to tell stories. Cut. And then this one here, he's just not gonna have a. I guess he'll say it's cut too. But they go all the way up, and then they come all the way down, and you can actually watch the landing, and see how it's not too bad. Okay, well, let's watch here from here.
Helicopter.
I know you can't really see very well, but I guess I can make it down.
It's over there. The booster's gonna be over there.
yeah, this is on this side.
Did it stick the landing? Is it right in the middle?
I
Yes.
don't find much weird about it, other than like this lady here struggled a little bit to get back in her seat. I'm not sure what would happen if she would have struggled much longer. She was kind of like floating out of her chair and couldn't grab her legs down and buckle herself in. I'm guessing one person's probably in charge, like the most able male, I guess, would be in charge of making sure everybody's buckled in. But it looked like in this particular instance that they were all buckled in, and that she was just the only one that was still kind of struggling. Did it hit the ground yet?
Everybody's been congrats.
Right.
Lift at the
No, Laura. Michael, that was
There it goes.
fan, excuse me.
So much
yourself,
fun.
then
Oh,
look.
you gotta watch it. Watch it.
well,
Come
we're not
on.
landing on a mountain. Right.
Here it
There it
comes.
comes. It's feeling pretty good. Pretty good clip.
Oh, here it comes.
And not too bad. Anyway, if you want to watch that whole thing, I'll put it in the chat right now. That is NS19. Nick Havoc says he'd rather be punched in the face than to be in that capsule with those obnoxious women. What if it was a bunch of the WWFers in there? Would you go, Nick? I'm going to talk to Jeff Bezos. He owes me a couple favors, so there you go. That is that. We're going to get that off stream. All right, so if you have any questions for me or Mr. Landry here, you can make sure you tag us in the chat. I'll be watching for the next couple seconds. Jaron believes so much that the Earth's a globe where he doesn't understand that he has to accept the bullshit that they're presenting also as truth. I don't know what that means. I don't have to present anything. I don't have to accept anything. So, nice try. These people are such cucks that they're like, that's how they are. They're like, but if I accept the globe, I have to accept everything else. No, you don't. Be a fucking man. But, well, I don't understand what's wrong with you. This is why I don't have a lot
other
of people
side is
watching me.
doing that too. They're acting like you should. So it's frustrating. The
It's
Globers
frustrating.
are like, well, you should.
Yeah,
You should believe everything.
They do. They're like, yeah, you were wrong about this one thing, so everything else that you think is wrong is right. What? That's weird.
I think I was wrong about Freemasons.
Right. WWF women, are there even 6 of them? I think right now there's Well, no, one signed up today for an interview, so I think there's 2 that I know of. I don't know if I've heard from any other. No, there's 3. I know of 3. 3 that I know of. Maybe there's more. 4 maybe, but one just kind of said she's happy with the audience. What does Suboxone have to do with what we're talking about? I missed that. What?
Who talked about Suboxone?
I didn't even hear it talked about. Shifty Eyes is 220 days no alcohol. Nice.
Wow, I never counted the exact amount of days. That's pretty intense.
It's pretty
Oh,
intense.
are you an AA?
Give my
Yeah.
congratulations to Landry for leaving the cult. Addicted to Gaming says congratulations. Human Being says, would you rather be in there with 5 Katy Perrys or 1 Karen B? Oh, I'd rather 5 Katy Perrys if you're asking me. I mean, if we're being serious. I don't know. That's not really a fair trade-off, but wouldn't anybody rather be there with 5 Katy Perrys?
What the hell?
That's what the person asked. I'm just trying to answer the question. For me, I think anybody would take 5 Katy Perrys. Maybe I'm just selfish and greedy. But the Earth is a globe. The flu obviously disappeared in 2020. Right, and because everybody wore masks, and that's how you get rid of the flu. Congratulations on your sobriety.
System.
Yes, a soul system.
A system for souls.
It's a soul system. And thank you, Dave. Dave's on top of it.
He sounds like one of those girls like that you meet who's like really into like incense and
Right, because now he's like he's gone like this religious. That's his thing. He's like religious now and God, and it's a spiritual warfare. It just sounds so bad coming out of his mouth. It sounds terrible.
It sounds like a girl. Yeah, I mean, like I used to date girls who were like that. Like they talked about things in that way where you can't argue with it because it's not.
Yeah. Have you heard him start to talk
objective.
about the old world stuff when he like shows a cathedral and pretends like it's just impossible that it's there and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's that other. What's that long one? The Lost History of Flat Earth. That one got really popular.
Yeah, then
I
that guy
still
took
don't-
everything back, and he got basically let out for that. We get
Yeah.
indoctrination to use toilets. Same things are necessary to maintain civil society. That's kind of my point. That's why I didn't say that I'm against it. Now that I see, it's one of those things where you're like, you know what? It's so true that you want to give kids a good chance to get going, and so but I think you should come with the teaching of it. Like like I said, I was never taught that 1,000 miles per hour spins once a day. That's very slow. And I never was taught about scale. Like they really should get into scale because I don't think people can grasp the size of the earth. It's like not in our brain power to even fathom something that big. So we think of balls, we think of something small, baseball, basketball, bowling ball, beach ball. So everything, even the balls that they show us on the screen, if you're looking at the solar system, are small. So we think of a sphere as small. We can't think of spheres that are so big they contain every human being on earth. That doesn't fathom. It doesn't register. So I'm on your shit list. That's it. Oh, L7. I've been sober for 40 days, not consecutive or anything, just 40 days. Way to go, Nick. Congratulations. Yeah, he's a spiritual hippie who believes in, what does he say all the time too? Oh, he says everything that happens to you, you brought onto yourself. So it's good to
That
tell.
pisses me off because
Yeah, it's
when
good
you
to
have
tell
some really
rapists
bad
and
luck.
stuff. Yeah, give me a break. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some things are not
That's
brought
the
on
hardest
yourself.
thing about life is accepting that that's not the case. Because if it was, that'd be really nice. If everything
Right.
was
If
fair.
life was a pay, but you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. But it's
Yeah.
not. In fact, if most of the people that are rich and powerful are dickheads, assholes,
Yeah,
cutthroat.
exactly.
They, like that's why I never respected Donald Trump. Simply because anybody who has that kind of money has stepped on people, has been an asshole, has been, he's not. You can't be a good guy and be a billionaire. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just another one of those people who they put up, and I mean, it's just
So
that's
Culture
another
Cat
thing.
says,
That's people's flat Earth. People love Donald Trump the same way people love flat Earth.
It's true. Culture Cat says that as a science teacher in the UK, our curriculum does that here. So maybe it's a USA thing because we didn't learn shit about the Earth.
Well, they teach it in kindergarten. I mean, if they did teach me, I wouldn't remember.
I think I remember it being in first grade. I remember they like had somebody stand in the middle and they were the sun, and then you all went around them or something. I don't know. That's what I remember, but I don't remember ever really learning much about scale, about size. Like it's so much easier for me to accept now when people say, "But water doesn't curve," and it's like technically water doesn't curve. Like water finds its level, and then it just so happens that the Earth is curved. So the Earth being curved, meaning that the levelness of the Earth is going to be occupied by water. But if you zoom in anywhere, water's level. That's why we can go to a place and we can measure level and we can build with it because at that location is level. So I just don't think any of those things were ever discussed, and they should have been. Because maybe it would have saved me 10 fucking years. Oh, sorry. Just saying. I think scale is the biggest barrier in Flurf's minds. I agree. Trump is awesome. You guys who think he is bad, obviously don't listen to the man. No, I'm just saying.
Bad. It's just it doesn't matter who's in the spot.
No, but I think Trump does fine where he's at. But I'm just saying, as a man, if you look at his past, there's no way he has no cutthroat moments where he's just firing people he shouldn't have or being a dick, or because you need that. You need to do that to make billions. I don't think you can be that. I don't think there's any kind of nice guy just going around and being great to employees who has billions of dollars. Maybe I'm wrong.
There's always suffering and big amounts of money. I learned that.
Yes.
I saw a lot of places when I moved here that are like the bottom of the barrel, and people who work there, and I mean, they're making someone millions, but I mean, it's not them.
That's it though. He says Billy J36 says America is 190 million inches wide. That doesn't seem like very many to me.
Well, just the word inches, just.
Yeah, I don't know. 190 million? Okay.
If you told me a billion inches, it would still sound small.
I think if you said a 31 trillion inches, it would be like, really? It's kind of bigger than that. Raindrops are curved. Yes, they are. I mean, I think that's surface tension. That's more than... But does water curve? Obviously, look at a waterfall. I mean, water is the most curvable substance that there is. And you get flat earthers going around saying water doesn't curve. It's like, no, it's probably the most curviest thing that there is. Pour it on anything and it pours all over it. It curves all over whatever the item is. So anyway, I think it's a lot of these little, what do you call them? Tidbits of information that people get and they gather and they start repeating. And that's what indoctrination is, right? Indoctrination is... I hate
they're repeating. It's just...
the whole thing about you can't tell the shape of the ground by looking at lights in the sky. The next person who says that to me is getting a karate chop to the throat. Okay? You can. Knock it off. You can. That's what's called. I mean, we always look like that's what flat earthers don't understand about themselves. They tried to become the first group in world history that said, we're going to dictate what evidence can be and can't be. Like, who's ever tried that? Who's ever said like, oh, this proves this? And like, no, we don't look at that for that. Like, yes, we do. That's what evidence is. You look at one thing to get you the truth of another. But flat earthers are like, no, we don't look at the lights in the sky to get the shape of the ground. It's like, who has the book of rules of what's allowed as evidence or not? Ask Landry if he feels stupid for being a skeptic. Landry, do you feel stupid for being a skeptic?
Like, overall? Do I feel stupid? No, I still think it's good to be a skeptic. I still think it's important too. I think that I think I saw a lot of people getting one over on other people because they weren't skeptical. And I've done it myself when I was at my worst in life. I've gotten things over on people because they were not skeptics. So I think
that's the scary part though. You know what somebody told me? And I didn't never think of this before. So you know the Nigerian scam emails, how they always are just spelled horrendously? And me and you might read those and go, who falls for this, right? Somebody told me they do that on purpose because it weeds out the smart people and leaves the dummies to fall for the trap, which I was like, wow, that's brilliant. Bigger than 8 inches? Who told you that? Come on.
The scams I always get are the people on Telegram. It's like, I don't use it for much other than,
yeah, you probably should. Anybody who messages you on Telegram never,
of course, but dude, okay, so this is a crazy story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell a story because this person, you'll never know who it is, but it's somebody that I know. I've known him for half my life. So I went to high school with him.
Okay.
Some random person messaged him on Telegram and they told me, dude, this thing about Latina messaged me on Telegram. I was like, okay, so it's not real. If they found you on Telegram, there's no way it's real. And he's telling me, dude, no, it's real. It's so real. It's legit. And I'm like, I would have bet money that it wasn't going to be legit. I just thought some sort of scam, right? But what ended up happening is that they did end up connecting in real life, and she did have a penis, and they did do it, but she had a penis.
Okay, well, to each their own.
I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, no, not teach them. That's insane. But at least I was writing out something. I knew it wasn't all Latina.
Goodness gracious. One of the things, I can't say the person's name because they actually watched the show, but one of the craziest things I ever heard was this person, I was talking to him, and then he said that he had a girlfriend. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were dating anybody. Yeah, this girl. Okay, whatever. Like a week or two goes by, and he brings her up again. I'm like, oh, okay. And then maybe a week after that, brings her up again and mentions something about them needing money. So I'm like, okay. I got to get this money for, I'm going to send it to her, this and that. I'm like, and I just wanted to throw it in there. I was like, you've seen this person, right? They're like, well, her phone doesn't work right now. The camera on the phone's not working and her Skype's not loaded. I'm like, dude, knock it off. No, she's totally legit. Everything's legit. You must see this person face to face on Skype before you give them any money. What ended up happening? Sent them money. Never saw him face to face. Never heard from him again. And I mean, that's shocking to me. And you know where else I've seen it where people fall for that is in crypto scams. What happens is it's like a confidence game, really. Once somebody has started to, usually what they'll do is they'll do something like, hey, if you invest $5,000, right, then you'll make $8,000 at the end of the first week. So the person gives them $5,000. At the end of the week, they put it in an account on the screen. So you go to your account, it says you have $8,000, and they're like, do you want to give another $5,000 of that? And they just sucker you in, and then they keep drawing more money from you. And if you ever try to pull the money, then they tell you, then it's a scam. But those people, they'll like, sometimes because I do crypto consultations, they'll call me and they'll start talking to me about that. And I'm like, oh no, it's a scam. Like, no, this guy's different. He's really, I'm like, no, I'm telling you 100% it's a scam. No, this guy, he just needs more money because of the fees to get the money out. I'm like, there's no such thing. You don't need to go pay money to get the money that you already earned out. But it's like they get so far stuck in it. I've had people curse me out and tell me I'm a freaking liar and I'm jealous. You're just jealous I'm making money. Like, I'm sad for you because you're about to find out in a week or so that you're broke. But yeah, people, don't fall for scams, please. You can always call a friend. Call a friend and say, hey, does this sound right? Hey, does this seem correct? Just get a second opinion, because if you're just living in your own head, sometimes those people know how to basically trick you. So 2,800 miles equals 4,506 kilometers, 14 million feet, 177 million inches. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. All right. WrestleMania is getting hot. I want to go watch. Let's see. Do you have any final words? Do you want to say anything to your friends and family watching at home?
Oh yeah, they're totally watching.
Yes.
No, sure. I did tell them that I'm editing videos again, and like, I don't think I really ever told them first time because they would have judged me for the nature of the content.
And now you feel better about it.
Well, I just they Googled you and they're like very proud. They're like, wow, at least someone who can admit that they're wrong. So we're all gonna watch the documentary when it comes out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's it. That's gonna be good. Maybe
he seems like a nice guy too. Like watching all the Will Duffy stuff. I mean, he doesn't seem like a Satanist to me.
Dude, Will Duffy has been great, and that's why. I mean, if you want to talk about what drove a wedge between me and Dave, and why I wouldn't call him back when he said, stop texting me, call me back. It's because when I would call him, he would start going into this, dude, Duffy's compromised. He's got $500,000 in fines. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I said, it doesn't affect me. It's like he's not me. I'm not in trouble. And it's just, for me, it was very easy to remove that and say. And again, David talks about it like if it was him or me who had $500,000. If I had $500,000 in pending possible charges, I wouldn't even be able to see straight because I don't have any kind of money. So that would be very frightening. But let's say you have 10 million in the bank, and I don't have any clue about that. I'm just saying. Let's say then if you have $500,000 in pending, guess what? You don't care. It's like, okay, if that happens, it happens. So I think we always put ourselves in people's positions, but we don't know what that person goes through. For all we know, Duffy had a great 20 years in finance and he has 100 million in the bank. We don't know. So you can't just make the assumption of why is he worried about, and let me tell you another thing. I did have the question when somebody would ask me, why is Duffy so worried about the flat earth? I wouldn't have a good answer. I would just say, I don't know, his friend was into flat earth and then he didn't like that. But now after the last week, I absolutely know why he is the way he is. It's because the people on Facebook are dangerous. They are, the fact that they'll do what they do, which is basically post a lie and then block anybody that points it out. So you're just creating echo chambers, and I think he notices that. And like when I told him, so that Joe Hamby deleted my comment today, and I immediately went to Duffy. I'm like, do you know what Joe Hamby just did? He deleted a comment that I had totally debunked what he said. And then he's like, did you get a screenshot? I'm like, no, I didn't even think about it. He's like, oh, you screenshot every single comment you make because they'll erase them. Flat earthers will erase them. So something new I got to get used to, I guess. And I got it. I was like, you know what? This is totally new to me. I'm not used to dealing with flat earthers like that. I'm used to them being on my side.
Like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Screenshot everything. Carry a little recorder device in your hand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty scary what's going on over there. I haven't seen anything quite like this before, because it seems like this is their effort, right? So what Dave Weiss does, imagine this, is he blocks anybody that has anything negative to say about him. So MC Toon blocked, Simon Dan blocked, me blocked. So what he's created for himself is a little mecca, a little bubble where he lives in there, and there's nobody saying that anything he said. This is why 2 weeks later, after me pointing out that the image isn't from Mars, he's still saying it because nobody told him. And then all the flat earthers are too afraid to say anything. They're all afraid. They're afraid to ever say, Dave, that's not really true. Should we say that? They don't want to be like that. So they let people lie. So now we've got flat earthers who let the content creators lie, like Scamartica. One of the worst videos that there is Steve Falconer coming out and saying, "Oh, NASA needs to get this together. Like, that's a problem, Houston." And it's him who doesn't understand how the globe works. So that video should be removed from the internet. It doesn't need to be up. And yet it's been shared by Marty Leeds, shared by Weiss. And you know what? Nobody's probably even told Steve that he's wrong. He blocked me. So this is their new thing. They block anybody that detracts from them. And so you're creating like a false world where people are going to stumble on that stuff. They're going to only see positive comments. And this is why they're going to trap more people in the flat earth. It's pretty scary.
It seems like it's kind of fizzling. I mean, I know no channels are doing great on that, but I mean, even, I don't know, like, it just seems like that's what the thing with the Blue Origin. That's why
Yes, this for
on that.
self-creating echo chambers. That's exactly
They
what it
needed
is.
something to call fake.
Here's one thing that people should look at as flat earthers. Name one. Okay, I'll say name two. Here's your trivia question for today. Name two successful flat earthers.
Dave Weiss.
Okay, that's
Does
one.
that count for two?
That's
two
one.
names. Alex Stein. Oh wait.
That's one. So, see, that's something people should look into. I mean, and then you could ask the question, what did we accomplish in 10 years? Do we need to ask Alex Jones? Do you have any how much we accomplished in
Zero.
Right. Exactly. Personal dome of vision, perhaps. Anybody give us? Yeah. So I get the 1 point. Thank you. What I don't get is how can people accept the fact that you live on the surface of a gigantic, enormous spinning spheroid? Like, how is that the best logical conception of a realm? It's not the best logical conception. It is the one that matches the observations. It matches makes every single prediction. Every sunset, sunrise, the upside down sun, the upside down moon, the backwards moving sun, the backwards moving moon, the seasons, the eclipses, the 24 hours of daylight in the north and south, 6 months apart. There's only one shape that will ever answer all those questions, and we've already figured it out. So, that's what I don't understand about what you're saying, Titus, is that how, if there's nothing else that matches observations, then why wouldn't you accept the one that does? Now, I get it. It's not intuitive. It feels weird. I'm on a sphere, but if your options are, I'm on a sphere because it matches all evidence, or I'm on a flat earth which matches none, I don't know how you would ever take the one that matches no evidence. It's clearly not right. Clearly not correct. Jaren still sucks and is evil and lied about the Blue Origin being real. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. Holden, if you don't, I just showed it. There's a link. Go scroll up. How can you say that's fake? Tell me this, Holden. What about the launch is fake? Because you guys got it all wrong. So name one thing about the Katy Perry launch that is fake. What did you prove that's fake? The thing is, you guys don't believe in, you don't even have proof of anything. You believe in the flat earth without any proof. So I don't expect you to have proof for the Katy Perry thing. You just want it to be fake and you feel like it's fake. So you say it's fake, but you don't have any evidence of that. Zero at all. And if you do, I'd like to see it, but you have none. Titus, surely you have evidence to back up your claims of supposed NASA lies. In any case, the globe is a scientific fact that was established well before NASA. Holden is Jake the asshole and a troll. I wouldn't put that past him. Although he didn't come in here talking about penis, so maybe not. Probably somebody else. Thor KC, you accomplished more than nothing. You helped make a couple Netflix documentaries to help keep people entertained during lockdown. Hey, very nice of me. That was interesting. Very good. Oh man, you're so cool. That's really good. Good use of words there. It's straightforward enough once you know the middle school facts. Yeah, it's just, I can understand where people say it doesn't match your senses necessarily, but it still matches all the evidence and predicts everything that we see, which is pretty much what else do you want. Katie's hot. No, Katie is.
Okay.
Globetown says, you fail me. Spins one way. Get a bolt and screw and slowly start screwing it onto the bolt. Keep going the same way, but look at it from each end. From one end, it's going clockwise, the other side. Yeah, exactly. All right, I think we're going to get out of here. Why the hell would they bother faking the Blue Origin thing? It makes no sense. It makes, like, why do people think that we don't have the ability to throw people up really high? Why wouldn't we be able to do that? Look what they can do with anything. You don't think they can throw people up really high and have a camera in there the whole time? No, he's with Jake. He loves Jake. Oh, is it him? Is it that guy? Oh, Holden's not allowed. He's not allowed in Speaker's Corner. I can't wait till he calls in on Speaker's Corner and I hang up on his ass. Why are you here, Holden? I thought you were afraid of me. Holden almost lost his mind and cried the other night because I said I was going to kick his ass. He's like, I'm autistic. You can't say you're going to kick my ass.
Everyone's autistic.
I'm
These
bashing
days.
Flat Earth dumbass Banjo on the other screen. Flat Earth Banjo lied about Jaren, saying the sun was on a tractor when it was in fact Banjo. That is true. That is a true point. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do. Have you ever seen when Banjo did that?
I don't think I've ever even seen Banjo do anything. I'm not really familiar with that person.
He's legit retarded. Legit,
Yeah.
like he should not
There's a lot
be.
of these people I'd never heard of until the video editing. Like, I didn't know Slow Sanchez. I didn't know. There's some people I used to know, but not a lot. Of them. There's a lot of people.
Girl wants us to play lawnmower Hanby on the way. Lawnmower Hanby. I don't get it. What's it going to be about? I got to think about that. Lawnmower. Why wouldn't it be upside down salad bowl Hanby? Maybe we'll play it on the way out here. Have we been to space? What does that mean? But where is space? You fail me. Tell me where space is, and then I'll tell you if we've been there. So, autistic. That's what he said. He said he was actually, he took screenshots and said he was going to go show Jake. You're cool. You're cool. Doesn't change the fact that the Blue Origin was the fakest thing in history. That is Holden, listen to me. The next thing you type in this chat better be what is fake about it. You can't just say fake. Tell us what's fake about it. I want to know what you've seen that's fake. If it's just Jake the retard telling you it's fake, that's not evidence. Okay? That's not evidence at all. So I'm waiting for you to tell me what is fake about the Blue Origin thing. I think all the flat earthers left after TFE are autistic. You might be right. It's because Joe Hanvey is a landscaper. I did not know that. Thank you, Shifty Eyes. I don't pay attention to people's jobs like that. He is holding these nuts. I wouldn't. Don't do that. You get scared. You'll take a screenshot and send it to Jake. Don't do that. He's got autism. See, Banjo, that the channel was a Bible channel from heaven, and all of a sudden he's playing videos of the white Jesus to make his scriptorial points. We're waiting for Holden. He's going to tell us what is fake about it, because I don't think he has anything. I don't think so. Culture Cats has the best D. Disagree. Titus is like, bro, if you believe in Jesus genuinely, you know damn well he came from a place. Oh, sorry. L. Ron Hubbard's in the house. What's up, L. Ron? I've been bummed out because my pet anaconda had babies and they're way too big to flush down the toilet. That's rude. Dave Weiss, shame. I know your name. Scoondrel says, thanks, Shifty. Dave's Waffle House in the house. Dave, tell me it's still here. Dave Waffle House, it's not. Because and this guy knows when we got on, we had to shut down my soundboard and it wasn't working. But we'll get it for you. Thank you very much for the $1.99 or 99 cents. Sorry. Did he come back? Is he there? Holden says, I have a question for you. Very serious one to think about. Holden, what did I say? What did I say? If you want to come on Speaker's Corner, you're going to tell me right now what is fake about the Katy Perry launch. You can't just say it's fake without any evidence at all. I am asking him. Holden, we're waiting for you. I don't understand how you could say, you just came in here and said it's the fakest thing ever, yet you can't tell us why. You should probably be institutionalized. I don't know what else you would do to somebody who's going to go around saying something's fake and you go, why is it fake? I'm not even answering you. Okay. It's the fakest thing ever. Oh, show me what about it's fake. Not answering you. Okay. He says, here we go. Why does Jaren say the Blue Origin wouldn't lie to their loved ones, but says the moon landing is fake, which means that whole crew lies to their loved ones? You can't have it both ways. Yes, you can. What are you talking about? Do you know that none of those people that were on the Blue Origin are military? Do you know that none of them had to take an oath? So what are you talking about? They're completely different. Those guys were military. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, they're military people. So they do have to take an oath. And if the government tells them hey, we're going to do this and you're not going to tell anybody, then you know what? They do that. But you're not going to tell Katy Perry, and it's not just them. They've sent over 60 people up already. So this is what you guys think, that in order for the government to keep a secret, they then go out and find regular everyday people, some movie stars, some other people. They pay them big money to do something that actually costs people money. It costs money to go on that trip, but they paid them money, and then they don't worry about those people ever being liabilities. Same thing with Dave Weiss saying that all of Antarctica is fake. Well, what you need about 5,000 people to keep their mouths shut once they learn the government's biggest secret, that the Earth is flat. It's so unrealistic that would ever happen. Now, the moon landing, again, I think it's unrealistic if you start talking about there being 100 people in the know. Way unrealistic. But I don't think you would have needed that. So I think you could have gotten away with it. According to Gene Kranz, he said there's no possible way that any controller knows the difference between a simulated flight and a real flight. So you don't have to tell any of the controllers. Your Capcom guy would have to know. Your astronauts. Basically, that's about it. So you could get away with the moon landings being fake and 100 people knowing overall. And, if they're all military and they're all, I could see that happening. Is it likely? Pretty tall tale. But it is a different time period also. But now, when we have things like, why would Gail Kim or whatever is that her name? I don't even know her name. That black girl, Gail Kim or whatever. The one from CBS or whatever. I just, the thought of that person being paid by the government saying, hey, Gail, I know you do news and everything, but what we're going to do is we're going to go take you up. You're going to fake going to the sky for 11 minutes. Like, why would anybody do that? Why would Katy Perry go on a rocket ride for 11 minutes to go to the sky and come back? And then here's what you guys don't provide. You don't provide any evidence of how it was faked. We saw the capsule come down. This is how dumb Jake is. Did you watch that video that guy, what's his name, made about Jake? Where's Wally? So good, because Jake's so stupid. He was saying this. He's like, the rocket's coming down and the fire's coming out. He's like, but the fire makes it go up. But it's coming down and the fire makes it go down. It's like, no, gravity makes the fucking thing go down, you dumbass. And the fire is meant to slow it down. It's like, fire makes it go down. No, that's not what makes things go down. It's called gravity. It's called weight. Okay. Anyway, before I got on that trip. So you don't provide any mechanism for how they did it. Meaning that I thought it was a fake, but we saw the people get out of that capsule, right? So where's the capsule from? It didn't come from the sky, or it did. If it came from the sky, then why are you saying there's no shocks on the bottom of it? Jake doesn't make any sense. So what does he think happened? That it came down, but didn't come down? There was no people in it, but there was people in it? Which one is it? Hi, cutie. Doesn't make any sense.
Just tell me that I got to head out, but
Holden doesn't get it again.
Talking about them if you want to.
No, we're out of here. We had a good one.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for being here. We got that was episode number 4. We're gonna listen to Lawnmower Man or something after. Yes, we're gonna go to Scoundrel. Yeah, I know you had a hard stop. You can go ahead. I'm just gonna play this and we'll be out of here. And,
all right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. The world is still a fascinating place, I think, right? No matter what. It's beautiful, beautiful Earth.
There was no reason to go back with no interest. What? Say again?
I was just saying the Earth is a beautiful place, regardless of it's a ball.
I agree. In fact, I think it's more incredible because I think the flat Earth is a very man-made idea. Very simplistic. It's the ice on the outside, the middle. It's a very man-created thing where the globe is like unbelievable. It's like crazy. Now, does that mean it's a creator? We'll have to find out. All right, later. Thanks. All right, we are going to watch Go Down, Go Boom Boom. Yes, exactly. You get it. We're going to go find Scoundrel over here. You can turn it off. You should be fine. It's just going to screw up the screen for a second, but I'm finding Scoundrel's channel. Globe Denier rages at comedy sketch. What's this? Oh, it's just a show. What does Scoundrel mean? Is it like scoundrel? Is that what I mean? Oh, there's the Tarnished Patricia. Is 24-Hour Sun not good? It only has 11 views. Must be terrible. Let's go here. Let's go with, I don't see it. Nathan's Flat Earth RV. You must have a lot of fun making these. I like that girl. Gamer Gone Wild looks pretty good. Melodome, Crumbs on the Fence. I like that one. The Cult Nobody Knows. That's your best one. Madonna's Kiss. Let Flat Earth Go. Whisper the Deal. On Edge Antarctica. Monopoly Madness. I Was Dumb. Good one. Bigfoot Blues. Conspiracy Spin. Where is this? Jake the Office Mouse. I didn't even make a song called Phoenix. Sergeant's. I don't see Lawnmower Man. I do see it. Lawnmower Hamby. All right, guys. We are out of here. Patricia, nice to see you. See if there's anybody else there. Jake's hat came with a free pair of NB shoes. I don't know. See if there's anybody else. Why would you blast off just to land on Earth? Why would they? It makes sense. Wait, what? Why would they blast off just to land on Earth? You talking about the people with Katy Perry's thing? Because they get to go up and float for 4 minutes. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, I would never pay for it. But yeah, we're gonna watch Lawnmower Hanby or listen to it. Lack of atmosphere to see the view to get the field weightlessness. Yes. I don't know why. If somebody gave you that trip, you would certainly go. If somebody, I mean, again, we don't have whatever it costs, $300,000, but it has a Flat Earth episode and us funny as fuck. Stone Cold is at WrestleMania. All right, we got to get out of here. We're going. All right, guys, here it is. This is Lawnmower Hamby, which is in reference to or in ode to Joseph Hamby, the landscaper slash upside down salad bowl producer. No, we're going to get there in 1 second. We're going to move this over here so you can see it. All right, guys, we'll see you. What's coming up? Tomorrow is Monday. Monday. What do we have going on Monday? I think there is something going on tomorrow, but I'm not going to check my calendar right now. And we might have, I think we have another WWF thing on Tuesday. Anyway, pay attention to the channel. If you want to follow me, t.me/Jeranism show is how you get on the notification list. You can go t.me/Gerants if you want to follow the rants. If you want to do the VIP and hang out with MC Toon in 2 weekends or 2 weeks from this last Saturday, that's at WHOP.com/Jeranism, or you can just become a upper level channel member and you'll get those links shortly before. So thank you, Mr. Illusion. Much love. Chloe, nice to see you here. Megan, thank you as always for being here. Is DP tonight? I might go say hi to him. I went to get he sent me my cool new hoodie. I went to get it today and found out that the post office is closed on Sundays. So that's what I didn't do. I didn't know. All right, we are out of here. Let's look at this. We're going to head out as soon as we listen to this wonderful jam, courtesy of Scoundrel. Scoundrel, have you made a Jeranism song yet? And if not, what the hell's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you at all. It's pretty disappointing if you ask me. All right, we've got this one, YouTube only, solo. Here we go. All right, that's not working. Which one is it on? Left or right? It is on the left side screen. All right, guys. Till next time, I remind you, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe that you can't tell the shape of the ground by looking at the lights in the sky. You can. Tell Dave Weiss, eat a dick. Thank you very much. Peace. Love you.
Well, down in the trailer park about noon, Joe Hanby fired up his riding mower, breathing deep too soon. The fumes hit hard, knocked him clean to the ground. When he woke back up, he had it all figured out. Now he's got a bowl and a mirror, a theory so grand. Swears the earth ain't round, says it's shaped like a pan. He built a whole model with some glue and a stick. Says NASA's been lying and he's calling bullshit. He took a pizza box, called it the earth. Said ain't no space, just a big glass dome. Got a cardboard moon and a flashlight sun. A little carbon monoxide has science on the run. Now he's got a bowl and a mirror, a theory so grand. Swears the earth ain't round, says it's shaped like a pan. He points to the sky, says it's all just a trick. Then he starts up his mower for another deep sniff. The neighbors all gathered just to hear him preach about gravity being a government scheme. Says airplanes don't curve, they fly in a line. If the world was a ball, we'd all spin off the sides. Well, they tried to explain, but he don't believe. Calls Newton a liar and Einstein naive. Says the astronauts just actors in space. They filmed it all down in a Hollywood place. Now he's got a dome and a mirror, a theory so grand. Swears the earth ain't round, says it's shaped like a pan. With a tinfoil hat and a lawnmower trick, he's the king of confusion, riding high on his myth. So if you see Joe Hanby with a spark in his eye, telling wild stories about the shape of the sky, just nod your head, don't put up a fight. 'Cause one more deep breath and he just might be right.
Upside Down Salad Bowl Productions. Earth will never
Then
be
it
flat.
really hit me.
Ever.
I'm on the moon.
Ever.
I'm on the moon.
Come back soon again, you hear? I will tell you all about my giant